here, we're hopping right over here to this image of Josh Green do deal, the governor of Hawaii. And I am going to be bringing you a short video following this one where I'm going to answer the question about why Josh Green has a Band-Aid on his finger. I have at least 3 images of times when I found him wearing a Band-Aid on different fingers. And I think that I have connected the clots, as I like to say, to show you why I think that is going on. This is a video that I did. It's in my Hawaii Fires playlist, which is linked in the description box below. Just hit the more if you're on your phone and that will pop up. And if you recall, when I broke this news, this is where he said that you can tell that it was a natural disaster because there were so few survivors. I didn't know that the number of survivors is the telling information as to whether or not to determine it was a natural disaster. You know, and I know that the reason why he wants it to be declared a natural disaster is so that then the state can claim eminent domain and take over that land. I'm going to bring you a further video that a healthy American, with information that a healthy American sent me, that has a declaration about making it now, he proclaimed a law, his own law, that people will not be able to sell their properties to somebody out of state. Well, maybe an owner wants to sell it to someone out of state. So this really troubles me. I believe, let me know in a comment if you're onto this as well, I believe that he is going to prevent people from selling their property so that the state will buy it instead. I'll cover that in a different video. I've got over 24 videos on this. I've talked about the DEW. I've talked about the suspension of laws. I've talked about the housing committee that he created illegally. I've given you lots of that. But today I want to show you how this guy is the master of deception. You're not going to believe what I came across. Let me first share this with you. While I was researching the Band-Aid, yeah, remember they used to have those Band-Aid, fundraisers and everything. I thought that was interesting. And I'll show you in a second video why I believe he's wearing that. Here we go. This I came across. This is so bizarre. Hawaii's governor helps man who was ejected from the bed of a pickup truck. All right, June 9th, 2023, my astute, healthy Americans who like to look at the numbers will say, hey, June is the 6th month, and that was June 9th. If we reverse that upside down, it's a 6. Here, this was published at 10:29. We've got 666. And, maybe those of you don't believe in these signs and symbols, but I thought it was interesting to point out. Here's what I think is bizarre. How did he just happen to be there? Oh, and guess what, friends? Apparently, he has rescued people 3 times. I'm going to show you that there is no evidence for this other than a staged, false, phony, fraudulent event. Unless I see it with my own eyes, I don't believe it, and this really doesn't add up anyway. Here we go. He just happens to be there holding on to some guy that was ejected from a pickup truck. On Thursday, Hawaii's governor, remember, he was only in office up to this point, 6 months, helped a man ejected from the back of a pickup truck, marking the 3rd time in the past month. What are the chances that he aided someone in need of medical attention? All right, this is exactly June, July, August, 2 months prior to the I'm just going to call it the self-inflicted disaster because he inflicted it himself upon the unsuspecting population. He happened to assist a 25-year-old who was sitting in a chair in the bed of a pickup truck. That's weird. When he was ejected, now listen to this, hitting his head on the pavement. This is very important information. So the governor's vehicle was moving through rush hour traffic, and this 25-year-old Kauai man sitting in a chair in the bed of a pickup truck was ejected. All right, first of all, rush hour traffic. What is that, moving like 10 miles an hour? The guy was ejected out of the pickup truck at a low speed. That right there doesn't add up to me, but let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. The man was knocked unconscious. Are you following me? This is very important to know. And while waiting for the emergency services, the governor called 911. No one else who saw this called 911 but the governor. And they helped carry the man away from the road. Excuse me? Excuse me. The governor is going to carry a man away from the road, and the EMS arrived within 10 minutes. The governor encouraged people to wear seatbelts and not ride in the back of a pickup truck. There's the hidden agenda right there for you. Young people should never be in the back of a pickup truck. Well, in California, it's illegal to do so. But I see this as a staged news article because it doesn't add up. But take a look at these photos and see for yourself. Over here I'm going to do. I'm going to actually, let me see. I was trying to find the photos. Here's another one. Maybe it's from a different, here's another one that doesn't add up. Hawaii's governor, who is also a doctor, stops to help at site of crashed vehicle. And take a look at this. He just happened to be there again. There's a camera crew with crystal clear photos. And oh yeah, this guy was in an overturned truck and they're helping him walk up. They just happened to catch the governor at the exact right hand with his hand outstretched. Look at the Band-Aid on his left thumb. Are you with me? This is very, very important when we look at my next upcoming video. He's got a Band-Aid on his left thumb. This guy loves Band-Aids for some reason. Here we go. And this was May 19th. So you can do run the numbers if you want to. What I want you to look at is this. Oh, they're just walking the guy to the ambulance. They didn't bother to put him on a stretcher, even though he came out of an upturned vehicle. I don't see any abrasions. I don't see any blood. He was able to walk with the help, of course, of Josh Green, not the fire department, not the paramedics, but Josh Green to the rescue a second time. What are the chances within the same month? Now, the fire department has on gloves. Josh Green doesn't have on any gloves, but he does have on a Band-Aid. I want to know this man. I want to know, get a load of this. He was upside down in a totally smashed up van. Oh yeah, it looks like he was in a smashed up van. Not one drop of blood, no abrasions, his clothes are not torn. He still has his shoes on and he's walking to an ambulance. He could have a neck injury. Friends, I was a lifeguard. I did CPR. I'm trained and on a very low level in first aid. You do not have someone get up and walk. You put them on the board or on the stretcher. This is staged, false, phony, fraudulent. I'm calling it from the images, and then get the numbers. He was launched about 50 to 60 feet. Who witnessed to that? And of course it's 50 to 60 because that adds up to 11. It appears he launched about 50 to 60 feet in the air and into the gulch. So his car was destroyed. And we, of course, Josh Green, were able to get him out through the front windshield. Yeah, it looks like this guy came out through the front windshield, not a scratch on him. It's so bizarre. I can't, excuse me. Here we are, May 18th, 8 and 1 is 9. You can add it up if you want. And then let's see, that's the image that they have. It just so happened that Josh Green was driving by. Josh Green was one of the people who stopped to help when his security detail spotted a vehicle upside down in a lava field. What are the chances in a remote area that Josh Green was driving by on his way to a big island event? And of course, he's an emergency room doctor, which means he is a hero. Oh, what was that you said? A zero? Well, that's what you're saying. Let's take a look at this one, shall we? Here's yet another one. This is the Josh Green do deal, who is also a doctor. Now, this was May 29th, 9 and 2 is 11. Really stunning. Hawaii Governor Josh Green do deal, who is also a doctor, left the stage. Oh yeah, he's on a stage playing a role, all right, during the Memorial Day service at the Hawaiian State Veterans Cemetery to give medical aid to a woman who was having trouble breathing. Now, first of all, if any of these actually are true, I am not pointing my finger or ridiculing those victims. What I am pointing my finger out is how this looks like it is so staged, and what are the chances that the governor would be the one on the scene to help these individuals. Soon after he finished his keynote address, Green's wife, Jamie, waved to him to come down off the stage and help the woman who was sitting behind her and was losing consciousness. Now, I'm not going to say this was staged. Of course not. I'm not going to say that it just happened that his wife was sitting right in front of the actress, I'm sorry, the Hawaiian that was sitting there, who then was not breathing properly and began to have what appeared to be a hypoxic seizure. And there he is helping the woman. Josh Green do deal to the rescue again. Now, friends, I scrutinized the video of that Memorial Day ceremony, and I saw nothing of this on tape. We don't even know when this picture was taken. All right. Again, it looks very staged to me. What say you? It was the second time that this happened. And here we go. It happened upon the car accident. Maybe this one has more information. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Josh Green is going to go under this car. They have no idea. And of course, they're all wearing blue. We know that's every disaster has a color. I'm going to do a video on that as well, called By the Colors. Every disaster has a color. Ebola had a color. Cooties had a color. HIV has a color. Malaria has a color. And we can see the color for this disaster is blue and yellow. Also, green don't burn, apparently. I've got lots of footage and clips that I took about that. So you're going to tell me this guy is going under an overturned vehicle where there could be the possibility of a fire, of an explosion. I have no idea who this dude is wearing the blue shirt. And there's a fireman with a pair of slippers on. Now, I've been to Hawaii many times. I know they wear slippers. Don't get me wrong. I found that a little odd. Maybe it's the emergency team. I don't know. Struck me as odd that he'd have on a pair of slippers, as they called. I want you to look at this guy's hat with the little dots, the black and white dots. This could be totally unconnected, but in my next video, I'm going to connect the clots. And I want you to remember this image because we are going to go back to it. So Green do deal to the rescue. He was reportedly on his way to a blessing ceremony. I would like someone to do some research for me. I'm just inundated here, but if you could see if there actually was a blessing ceremony for the Waikoloa Solar and Storage. Of course, they're pushing the solar. Here we are. Oh, as well as other civilians and an off-duty firefighter. I guess this guy's the off-duty firefighter? Not sure. First responders later arrived on the scene, rendered aid to the driver. It's not clear what the driver's condition is. It's not clear what his name is. How don't we know his name and where he went? Friends, you know why? Because people are going to buy this hook, line, and sinker. They're never going to dig deeper. They're not going to ask questions. And what is this here? So there's some kind of grass that just ran over. I mean, this picture just does not add up to me. And then I showed you the other image where apparently the guy was able to walk away from this accident. All right, I'm going to wrap up here. Can't wait to read your comments. Give me about 5 minutes to queue up a video where we're going to do a deep dive on Josh Green do deal wearing the Band-Aids and what I think that is all about. Thanks, friends. Really appreciate you being on board. And I look forward to being with you in an upcoming video. All right, now I got to figure out how to get off this video. Here we are. See you.